and night. Well, back to political matters now, and hundreds of millions of dollars, or more likely billions, are likely to be bundled together into a new look jobs and family package expected to be announced before next month's budget. It recycles old money from what was the paid parental leave scheme, and it reworks the way parents and childcare centres are funded. But the Liberals' coalition partners, the Nationals, are eager to ensure that their stamp is included on this forthcoming package. To find out how and why, we caught up with Queensland National Senator Matt Canavan. Well, Senator, perhaps you can start by outlining what the Nat's beef is with the jobs and family package at the moment, as it's under development or as you understand it.
Oh, well, we don't have a beef so much with the package, but we do have a beef with our current system, Greg, that disadvantages single income families. And if you're a family on about $100,000 at the moment, if you earn that $100,000 from one person, you'll pay about $6,000 to $7,000 more tax than a family who earns that through two incomes. And that seems inequitable to us. That's even after taking into account family tax benefits and other aspects of the welfare system. It doesn't take into account the childcare subsidies that may accrue to the double income family. So there's a large difference there, and we think that needs to be rectified and reconciled. One of the reasons it does exist is because of the large increase in the tax-free threshold that occurred only a few years ago. It went up from $6,000 to $18,200, and of course a single income family only accesses that once, not twice as a double income family would. So we'd like to see a jobs and families package that takes into account issues for all families, including those that decide to stay at home to look after their children.
Right, so what's the remedy or the best remedy that you see emerging? Would it be for the government to revisit changes that were proposed in May's budget last year as they related to family tax benefit B? Is that where you're looking?
Well, look, I'm not a dogmatic person, Greg. I and my Nationals Party colleagues in the Senate are concerned about this issue. We believe that something should be done to help stay-at-home families, but I'm not one to bring down tablets from up on high and say this is how things must be done. I'm happy for other alternatives to be looked at. In saying that, we want to be constructive, so we put forward a proposal. We put forward a proposal which is based broadly on something that the Canadian government announced late last year. And that's to allow some form of income splitting or joint filing for tax purposes from families. So, as I said, a single income family can only access the tax-free threshold once. What we're suggesting is why not let them access that twice if they're a couple, and so that all families can not pay tax before they earn more than $36,400.
Okay, so
and put everybody on a level playing field.
And that splitting proposal, I think you have costed. Bottom line is going to be very important for the Treasurer and the Prime Minister here. What have you got the numbers out at?
We have had that costed by the Parliamentary Budget Office, and they've estimated that at $1.5 billion, and I recognise that's a lot of money. $1.5 billion a year, that's a lot of money, and it may not be affordable in the budget context. We're happy, that's unrestricted, that's not means tested, that's for all families with children under 18. We'd be more than happy to look at restricting that to families with young children where the benefits of stay-at-home parenting are greatest and are proven, including from research released today, and also, of course, means testing like we do with other elements of the system. That would bring the cost down. But look, I recognise that might not be achievable in the budget context. I'm not putting the budget together. As I said, I'm not dogmatic. If there are other ways of meeting the objectives and goals that we see of helping stay-at-home families, we'd be more than happy to consider those. And some of them might be about changes to the family tax benefit B system and arrangements. Right,
so this isn't an ultimatum. You're not putting it to your coalition colleagues that the Nationals backbench wouldn't vote for the package. You're not going that far, are you?
No, well, we don't have a package right now, of course. We haven't seen that. Obviously, we've got discussions about a package coming forward, and we're putting our proposals forward. Obviously, we'll look at whatever's put forward when it is put forward. In saying that, as National Senators, put on record our concerns about the PPL system that was in place before and its lack of attraction to single income families. So our core objectives, principles, goals, issues have remained the same, even though, of course, the coalition has moved away from a PPL system to a jobs and families package. our issues are still there and relevant.
There are two words in describing that package. One is jobs and the other is families. If the whole idea behind it is workplace participation and productivity, getting more women back into the workforce, isn't it at odds with that rationale to be arguing for money for stay-at-home families?
Well, I think families captures all families, and there are about 1 million families out there that, 1 million people, about 500,000 families, who rely on one income for their family. There's another 500,000 people who rely on one person for 90% of their income. I think those families should be considered in the package as well. You're right to say that the focus has been on jobs and workforce participation, and that is a correct goal for us to have. But the Productivity Commission review of childcare, I think, very usefully characterised it as saying that we have two goals in our childcare and early childhood education system. One, workforce participation, but the other aspect is childcare, is child development. And there's an enormous amount of evidence out there that if you can afford and if we can encourage families to stay at home when a child is very young, it has enormous benefits for the child's development. As I said, there's some research out today from the Melbourne Institute saying exactly that. That's just another study in many that have been done in the last 10 or 20 years, showing how important it is to provide parental care where it's possible.
And just finally, Senator, the reception, how would you describe the hearing that you've received so far with some of these proposals?
Oh, look, I think the great thing about the Coalition is we can put our views forward and I've always received a very good audience from all ministers and the Prime Minister and everybody else, and it's one of the great things about being in this party is that I can get up in the party room and say what I like. I can get out and say what I think is important, and there's lots of room for different views. There is widespread appreciation and concern for this issue, for supporting stay-at-home parents, and look, people on a higher pay scale than me will decide what happens, but I hope it is considered in the final package.
All right, well, we'll let you continue with that advocacy. Senator Matt Canavan, thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate your time.